Okay, it's a good time to go. So we've been hearing rumors of them spraying at night. We got people watching all the time. A few people got these infrared cameras to film. We're just checking it out and seeing if we can catch them. You can feel right now has a heavy trade wind, and the wind's blowing these chemicals right into the road. If they're still spraying when school's going on, that's gonna be going right into the schools. You can hear the machines. Huge tractors right there. Huge boom trucks. This is a experimental test ground, so they're trying to get their work done. Hi. Hi, baby. Want to help me put up the tent?
Yeah, I guess I just want to get some of the major issues why you organize this event here today.
Okay, yeah. You know, for the sake of my children and the future generations of the island, I just needed to bring everybody together. The main things in Hawaii that really hit home with people is family, friends, and our land. You know, that's kind of what we, you know, aloha, the aloha spirit and everything kind of revolves around that right there. And, you know, once people realize that our land, our kids, and everything we love is kind of being poisoned right now, I think it's something that hits home with everybody.
All right. We'll start here in about 5 to 10 minutes. 5 minutes, we're on it.
You know, instead of being the epicenter of chemical testing, I think we could be the epicenter of organic farming. We could be distributing organic produce to the world instead of chemical seeds and, you know what I mean, GMO seeds. And I think there's a way better solution for the farming on our island.
GMO's got to go! GMO's got to go! Only GMO!
Our island is in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Some call it the most beautiful place on earth. We are home to the most prominent farming practices in the world and have been for thousands of years. We are also home to a painful history of exploitation and plantation colonialism.
Today, the sugar industry, started by early settlers, forms the island's major source of income. Some 28 plantations, like this one on Kauai, produce 8 million tons of sugarcane a year.
In the mid-1800s, Hawaii was home to a booming sugarcane and pineapple industry. By the 1990s, sugarcane and pineapple became too expensive to cultivate in Hawaii, so they packed up and left town, leaving miles of barren agriculture land in their wake. Those same agricultural lands found a new tenant. Kauai's west side has become ground zero for the chemical testing of GMO seed crops. The reason they are here is because of our perfect weather. In Hawaii, we have 3 growing cycles a year. The United States only has 2. And before we get caught up in the debate whether GMO foods are good or bad, the issue here on Kauai is about spraying toxic chemicals and testing restricted use pesticides in open air. On Kauai, daily trade winds blow at an average of 10 to 35 miles per hour and can change direction at any time. These toxic chemicals blow right into schools and homes, causing illnesses, and the runoff has destroyed our reefs and polluted our drinking water. A spraying incident gone wrong near Waimea Canyon Middle School left 50 kids sick from seizures, bloody noses, loss of consciousness, and headaches.
This is T building on the Waimea Canyon Middle School campus, directly behind room T102, and I'll turn west. The view from the classroom.
10 of those kids were hospitalized. Recent statistics show that 17 times more restricted use pesticides are sprayed per acre on Kauai than anywhere in America.
Look at that one. Holy mackerel.
What was it like back in the day growing up?
Oh, you wouldn't be here with these cameras right now. It was pretty radical. You have to be on your toes, you know, and be ready. You never know what's going to happen.
You know, Kauai, you don't step out of line. You have to respect your elders. You don't even talk back to your elders or you would get your head slapped, you know what I mean?
Growing up on Kauai, it was rugged, like the Wild Wild West.
He had a hard life, you know, like all of us. We had a hard life, but we had a good life, you know? You work hard.
I see myself being a pro surfer since I was 10 years old. There's nothing that's ever going to stop me from being a pro surfer.
We just knew what we wanted to do, and not making it was not an option.
That ring of surfers, like Andy and Bruce and Jesse Merle Jones, Danny Fuller, Roy Powers.
If you're surfing against those guys, you better be on your A game, you know what I mean?
The surfing style is creative, real raw, strong, powerful, real outside of the box.
We all had the same dream to be on tour together. By the time I made the tour, everybody was off the tour. Andy guys, that was the 1 year they quit. I didn't feel very accepted. I felt real weird. My son was just born and missed like the first year of his life. Just wasn't worth the money.
I think he quit too early. I think he should have waited, surfed a couple more years, and then fought.
Dustin has that intensity in the fights.
Such a good fighter. I mean, brother can scrap. And his goal is to either knock somebody out or tap somebody out real quick.
He's 3-0 in MMA, and he really proved himself quite quickly as a professional mixed martial artist.
He's an animal, and he's been tough as nails since the beginning.
His exterior is definitely different than the inside. His heart is a heart of gold. Whatever anybody needs, he's always willing to help, willing to share, willing to be there for somebody, and I think that's what a lot of people don't know about him.
Dustin's a pretty intense guy. He's real passionate about the things he believes in.
I'm a product of my environment. My whole life I've been born and raised pretty much to protect our island, and I've just taken that mentality to the next level.
The only way we ever going to beat them is with love, with aloha and unity. We got the solutions, everybody. Wake up. This is what we gotta do for Aloha Āina.
But nobody knew that he was gonna go past his talking and actually do things.
There's testing facilities here by the largest chemical corporations in the world. It's not farming. This is testing facilities.
This is our resource, our clean air, our clean water, our healthy soil. And then you have these guys here that are doing all this chemical testing.
I'm doing this for the future, for my kids and their kids and all my friends' kids and everybody I love. You know, we've had thousands and thousands of people marching all through the state of Hawaii, and we ain't ever gonna quit till every island's being protected. You know, there's a big difference between a lot of these people who are testifying against this bill and the ones who are for it. Us who are for this bill are not paid to be here. Out of the marches, we've created Bill 2491. 3 elements of the bill was buffer zones, environmental impact statement, and transparency as to what chemicals they're spraying. 2491. We passed that bill. The mayor vetoed the bill, went back to our county council, and the county council overrode his veto. And the same chemical companies sued our county, and then it went into a federal court. So the federal court shut down Bill 2491.
I'm interested in finding peace.
The government was telling us we don't have rights. Throughout our law and being Kanaka Maoli, we have rights.
They fight buffer zones. They fight putting it by schools. Who the fuck would do that? Who are these fucking people?
And shame on them for suing our county. You know, I really don't know why they're even here. We got to chase them out of here and get them out of here. They can go back to wherever they came from.
My name is Margie Maupin. I'm a nurse practitioner with a specialty in family practice. I've worked on actually all sides of the island, and the west side was different. I saw things I had never seen before. Infertility, that seems to be a real problem that I repeatedly saw. Kidney failure, headaches, asthma, allergies, cancer, Parkinson's disease, ADHD, autism, like I've never seen anywhere else in over 30 years. All the illnesses that I've mentioned have an association with pesticide exposure, and you can see that they've listed these illnesses on the label. At this point, I know that they spray up to 90 pesticides on a regular basis, up to 16 times a day, 260 plus days a year. There was a joint fact-finding group that had 2 physicians and then others. There was a group of 9 people who looked at the data that's already exists. What they found is that the health problems were highest on the west side compared to the rest of the island. This particular one, the overall cancer mortality, so the deaths from cancer, are quite a bit higher in Waimea than the rest of the island and even the state. Dialysis is another one where there's more people on the west side on kidney dialysis. Waimea, you can see much higher, and even much higher than the nation. This is the nation as far as patients on dialysis. This is Waimea. And then you can see infant mortality. And as you can see here, it's very high in Waimea, next to 0 in Honolulu, and the state much lower. Waimea is much higher than anywhere else on this island or the state. And that was for infant mortality, so infant deaths.
And why do you think that is?
I think it's exposure to pesticides.
You know, when it comes down to it's politics, we need somebody who's there for the people. I think it's been a few decades of corruption, and now I think we need some younger people in the House who care for the people, and everybody wants to change.
We're not politicians, but somebody's got to make a move to stop the madness and start painting a picture for a better tomorrow for our kids.
Okay, cool, yeah. Help your guys self to food. I'm gonna just talk real quick, if you guys don't mind, give you guys a little lowdown. Dustin's campaign is called Dustin Barca's Ohana. That's what we register it as. There's 2 steps for Barca to become mayor. We gotta pull papers, we gotta gather signatures. Once you get the required signatures, you then file the papers, and now you're actually running for mayor.
So our fundraiser, we're gonna call it Dustin Barca's Run for Mayor. So I'm gonna run the whole island of Kauai. It's gonna be a 4-day event. 3 days I'm gonna run. The first day I'm gonna paddle Napali. I'm gonna run from Polahali to Ke'e. You know, everything we're focused on is for the future, for the next generation.
Dustin Barca just ran by, 2nd day of his leg, running around the island. He's literally running for mayor. His campaign ain't bought out by these companies here who paid for Mr. Mayor Cavallo. These people here are part of the worst things that ever happened to Kauai. All these companies, it's time to wake up, Kauai. Vote for Barca, heal this land, and heal the people so we can have a future here.
I'm running around the island because I want people to know how serious I am about what I'm trying to do on this island, and I want to prove to everybody that I care about this place and I'm willing to die for them. I ain't your average activist and I ain't your average person, you know? I'm not like those people before me. I'm a warrior, bro. Through and through. Every generation, every time in history has got a time where people gotta stand up and make a difference, yeah? And that's what we're doing right now, you guys. So everybody, better vote. I was standing up for the community, I was standing up for the island, I'm standing up for everybody. And more than anything, I'm standing up for my kids and their future.
If we were back in the medieval times, he would be the general that you would follow into battle no matter what. No matter how scary or hairy it was gonna be, or you'd follow this guy no matter what.
It takes a special kind of person to be the kind of warrior that Barca is, which is a warrior of aloha. I don't know how you're gonna defeat an Aloha Aina warrior, you know? Because he's not afraid of anything.
We don't need to be negative. We don't need to fight to get our point across. We can do it all with love. The love of our keiki, the love of our friends and families, and the love of our Aina.
A major member of the community who has been working on this issue for over 15 years is Clayton Kubo, a samurai from Waimea who is a father of two and lives right across the river from DuPont Pioneer.
Right next to the cliff, this one is spraying. And the dust coming off the machine, yeah? Where do you think that dust is drifting? And the overspray? Coming right on us, my son, my neighbor's kids.
That field right there is all where I got those pictures from, right there. That other picture that I showed you guys is down there. Dust clouds used to just be billowing off of these fields, coming in all into our homes. The poisons has been like on a daily basis, so long as the growing season.
Within your community of Waimea, how much people do you know personally that have cancer?
Oh, the last count was, I think, was at about 63, just in Waimea alone.
And how much people live in Waimea?
2,000, or maybe less. I'm not positive on that one there, but
so that's like 60 people out of 2,000 people.
Yeah. Cancer, respiratory, asthma. You know, like my son, my youngest one, I never even knew that he had asthma until one time the doctor said, oh, he has asthma. What? I think that was about maybe 5, 6 years old. That's what makes this a little bit hard for me. Because I gotta worry about my son that was born in 1998. From the first day I brought him home from Kapiolani Medical Center, he was impacted by whatever Pioneer was doing above this town. This is not a fucking joke to me. This is chemicals that is put together, that is made to fucking kill. I don't know how anybody can say that there is good poison. There is no good poison. But how many years of exposure that we had in Waimea? You know, just in Waimea alone. Get Dow over there now, get Syngenta, Syngenta, get Bex over there, get now Hartog over there. How much more people are gonna be affected or impacted by these so-called known poisons?
What's happening on Kauai is very real. Everything they're doing is gonna have a domino effect on our kids' future. We get to the point, fight or flight. I'm ready to scrap. Hands up, chin down, bro.
The first mandatory question for all candidates, and you'll have 1 minute to respond. And we'll start with Mr. Carvalho. What is the most important issue you feel Kauai faces, and how would you resolve it?
I think the most important issue right now overall, as we all come together as one community, is really supporting how we grow and how we manage ourselves in a sustainable way. Agriculture, of course, is at the forefront. We have the Aina, we have the land, we have the natural resources. We've laid it out in a way that we can really support all ag, from commercial, and of course looking at organic agriculture, looking at coffee, and looking at all the opportunities that are going to come our way. So I'm totally supportive of agriculture. That's a big part of who we are.
I'd say that chemical corporations experimenting our island is probably the biggest issue. Everybody I go to door has the same thing to say, and that's it's time for change. You know, I don't have history in politics. I'm not a politician. I'm not here to lie, cheat, and steal the people of Kauai. We're looking to put the right people in the right positions to run this island how it's supposed to be ran, for working class people and not for corporations. I'm a father of 3. It's all about the future of our keiki. I speak from the past, the present, and the future. Mahalo.
In fighting, surfing, and in life, he's just super unpredictable. I could have never predicted that he would be this guy today, but I would never have bet against it either.
What he's doing now is like a natural progression of what he is. He's gonna fight the good fight, and he won't give up.
Barca from here. Barca from here.
Well, I figure all the other politicians are, going around kissing people's butts, trying to make themselves look good. There ain't too much more I could do that I haven't already done, so I'm just gonna let it, play into God's hands. I'm gonna sit here on the side of the road and aloha everybody while I pound poi for our party tonight. Today's election day. We'll see what happens. I've done everything I can. I ran around the island, knocked on thousands of doors. I went to every forum, talked to every person who wanted to talk to me. It is what it is. People are gonna vote one way or the other. Their minds are made up by today, that's for sure.
Yeah, just learning it all, right? We don't know what's going to happen an hour from now.
It's only the beginning, one way or another.
Exactly. Somebody had to step up, and you were the guy to step up. No, really, thank you so much.
Anybody that knew me my whole life would never think I'd be standing right here doing this, so it's just one, can honestly say we're on God's path, because everything we're doing is for the Aina and for our keiki. Nothing less, nothing more. So mahalo kia kua, mahalo kia kua, mahalo kia kua. Thank you for everything you give us.
Dustin didn't lose this election. There was a whole transformational awakening that happened on the island. People who would say, what's a GMO? Their conversation shifted to considering what the pesticides were doing, because the pesticides were really the issue.
He just wanted to get the word out there, say, let everyone know how bad these companies are. He's here to protect Kauai, protect the land, protect the ocean, protect the mammals, protect the people, and that's what this fight was for.
Yeah, I never thought I'd be a farmer. But with what's happened and what I've learned in my life and all this political and corrupt crap, it's just forced me to become a farmer. This pig just gave birth when we came yesterday. It's pretty cool to see babies be born, especially when you feed them, take care of them. Like this mom, I've raised her since she was born with a baby bottle and everything. More babies for me. When it comes to farming, people got to realize that they're responsible for providing families with healthy food, and that's where we've gone wrong, because food production has gone towards how we can make the most money instead of how we can provide healthy food for the world. Everything we are doing is to protect our lifestyle and natural resources. From the mountains to the ocean, it is that which sustains us. Hokulea is a symbol of hope for the Hawaiian culture. They sail around the world using traditional star navigation, the same way Polynesians discovered Hawaii thousands of years ago. When Hokulea finished its worldwide voyage, they sailed to Hanalei, and our community greeted them with 3 days of traditional celebrations. Since we were kids, we watched our uncles and aunties take care of Hokulea every time it came to Hanalei. We learned these traditions from them, and it's our responsibility to pass them on to the next generations. It was an honor to cook for the community and provide a pig from my farm as an offering. Just like Uncle Bobo taught us how. Take care of everybody, and Keakua will take care of you. In Hawaiian tradition, when guests leave our home, we send them off with supplies, food, and blessings for safe travels. This is one of many traditions we need to keep alive. Ohana, sailing, fishing, hunting, farming, respect, aloha. These are the pillars of our past, present, and future.
Aloha Āina, to love the land enough to stand up for it and to protect it. That's the foundation. The foundation is not based on attacking anything. The foundation is based upon loving something enough where you're going to protect it.
A lot of people doubted Dustin and what he was doing, and oh, he's talking crazy and he's always doing this and that, and all those people are now behind him. He's making it happen for the future, bro, and that's amazing.
But why not? Why not think you can be the guy to change the world? Anyone with the right approach and the right desire and drive can create anything they want.
His actions speak louder than his words, if you ask me. A lot of people can talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk, and he proves the point that he walks the walk, you know?
With all I've been through and all the challenges in the world, I realize that you can't save the world without saving your world first. If everyone does their little part right where they live, the world will be a better place. We're just getting started. It's a born responsibility. From the womb to the tomb. Aloha Āina.
Another man broke his word. Another man broke his word. Another man broke his word.
For working class people and not for corporations.
Future of this place by coming together and demanding a difference, a change.
Somebody's gonna have to pay. Oh, somebody's gonna have to pay. Somebody's gonna have to pay. And it looks like you and me. that rain fall from the sky. Oh, when I see that rain fall from the sky. Oh, when I see that rain fall from the sky. I get down on my knees and I cry.